Elon Musk is on a mission to save America, and in order to do so, he rightfully says that only Americans should be voting in federal elections. Well, it turns out this is a popular idea. Let's get into this. Ladies and gents, welcome back. If you're new here, my name is Clyde. Welcome to the channel. The subscribe button's just down below. Let's get into today's story. President Trump is not waning in popularity, at least among Republicans. Let's have a look here.
So is the president losing Republicans?
No. Look, this is still Donald Trump's Republican Party, and we can see it here. It's like a rock, to quote Bob Seger. I mean, take a look here. Republicans who approve of Trump. 6 months ago, it was 87%. Now, well, hello, it's the same number. It's 87%. He has not lost any support among Republicans compared to 6 months ago. As I said at the beginning, he's like a rock.
He's like a rock. That's right. Donald Trump's, he's not going anywhere. He's not going anywhere. But what's the big concern that's been happening recently, as Donald Trump has pointed out, is voter fraud. We must focus all our energy and might on election fraud. Well, how is election fraud coming out? Well, a lot of it is, well, straight up people who aren't even eligible to be voting. Yeah, whether you're dead or you're not old enough, that's an issue. But there's also the issue of non-citizens voting in the elections. Now, Elon Musk went on a tirade yesterday, and I'm glad he did. And I'm not saying that tirades are always bad. Sometimes tirades are great. He went on publishing tweet after tweet after tweet saying, the will of the people should be made law. Here's America Twitter account saying, just a reminder that voter ID is overwhelmingly popular and is not a partisan issue. In fact, this is amongst all people in America, actually all Americans in America, saying 84% of them saying we should have voter ID laws. Why is there no voter ID laws? The question here, do you favor or oppose requiring all voters to provide an ID, a photo ID at the voting place in order to vote? Only 15% in opposition to this. I'm curious of why people would oppose this at all. In fact, it doesn't seem to make sense at all, because look at all the different places where you would have to use a valid ID in order to have these products, services, or whatnot. We got driving, boarding an airplane, purchasing a car, getting car registration, renting a car, buying insurance, buying train tickets. And the list goes on and on and on. All of these things you would require, even joining a gym. Holy cow, you can't join a gym without ID. Adopting a pet, all of these things. But when valid IDs are not required, at least in the United States, voting. Are you kidding me? Like one of the most crucial things that you would do in any given time frame. The crucial thing being electing your government. This is unbelievable, but this is the reality of it. And it seems that it's uniquely the United States in this one. America also tweeting this out. Why doesn't the United States have voter ID laws when for full or partially democratic countries that require ID to register to vote or cast a ballot on election day in all districts? Let's have a look. A giant list of countries. And I mean, like, even Canada, corrupt Canada still requires voter ID. When you show up, you still have to show a piece of ID. I know they're working their damnedest to get rid of that in recent time. I wonder why they would want to try to get rid of that, seeing how corrupt Canada has become over the recent years. But look at this. Everywhere, Iceland, Sweden, New Zealand, Denmark, Canada, Ireland, Switzerland, Finland, and then we even get into countries Liberia, Kenya, Uganda, where you know that there's all kinds of corruption going on. They still require voter ID. Why? Because all the corrupt parties involved know the gig. They know how it works. Here you are down all the way at the bottom, the United States not requiring voter ID to vote in federal elections. This is absurd. Elon Musk also chiming in on this one, saying America should not have worse voter ID requirements than any democratic country on earth. California and New York are basically banned the use of ID to vote. It is illegal to show your ID in those states. The only reason to do this is fraud. It is the only reason why you would want to do this. Now, other people would say it's because it's racist. It's racist to ask for ID because certain people can't get IDs. Now, this is a really old clip from Fox News. This is Amy Horowitz from 9 years ago asking white liberals how they really view black voters. It's something else. Why can't they have voter ID? Because, well, black people can't figure out how to get ID, apparently, is what people think.
These type of people don't live in areas with easy access to DMVs or other places where they can get identification.
You can always get IDs if you do over the internet. Does that also make it difficult for black people in particular?
Yeah, you have to have access to the internet. You have to be able to pay an internet service provider for certain fees.
Do you think that's harder for black people to go online?
Well, I feel like they don't have the knowledge of how it works.
That's incredibly racist right there. It's unbelievable. But you fast forward in the video, and he goes into New York City and asks black people, Is it hard for you to get ID?
To ask black people their thoughts on what you just heard. Do you have ID normally? You carry ID around?
Yes, I have state ID.
Do you carry ID?
Yes, I do.
Do you know any black person who doesn't carry ID?
No. Everyone that I know has an ID. Why would they think we don't have ID?
That's a lie. Why would they say that?
Do you have ID?
Yes. Because I have my ID and my friends have their ID, so like, we know what we need to carry around.
Everybody that I know have ID. Like, that's one of the things you need to walk around with New York with, ID.
Do you know any black adult who does not have ID?
No, I don't.
Is it a weird thing to even say that?
Yes, it is.
Yes, it's a weird thing to say that. It's absolutely incredibly racist. But that's besides the point. It's not black people who are having trouble voting. What it is it's non-citizens that are having trouble voting. So they want to make it so you can't check if non-citizens are voting at all. This is the reality of it. And this is Elon Musk a while ago talking about this, how it's easy to hack computers, and it's also what they want is they want to have people that are non-citizens voting in these elections.
Stop the steal. We have a fundamental issue, which is unless we have voter ID, I say this as a technologist who likes technology, and I like computers, but we should not have computers do voting tabulation at all. It's far too easy to hack a computer. I know how to hack a computer. In government software is the easiest thing to hack. So it's not the best software. So we should, in my opinion, we should have paper ballots only. It should be in-person voting with ID. End of story.
Absolutely. It really is crucial like that. And if you're liking this video so far, make sure that you're subscribed to the channel. Stay tuned for more. And let's have a look here. The reason Donald Trump and Elon Musk are both pushing for voter ID is because every blue state would turn MAGA red without cheating. The time to pass voter IDs, it's time to pass these. Let's get it done. This is the reality of it. Another person on Twitter posting this saying, remember, there are no blue states. Only states that don't check ID. That's right. Because what would happen in California? What would happen in all of these other states where they don't check voter ID? What do you think might happen? Do you think they might flip? Do you think that might be the thing? Now, Nevada has been pushing to get voter ID laws, but it's become very difficult. In fact, it's been, they actually voted on it and won to have voter ID passed. But in order to make it law, they have to vote on it again in the future. This is serious. Nevada News. Did you know that voter ID is on the ballot for Tuesday, November 3rd, 2026? In 2024, question 7 passed with 73.2% of the vote. In order to amend the Nevada state constitution, question 7 must pass again in 2026, even though it was virtual unanimity on the vote that they want voter ID laws. Again, why would they make it so difficult? Well, I'll leave that one to you guys. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. What good reason is there not to pass voter ID laws, especially when so many citizens agree it should be passed. Of course, 15% want the Democrats to win. I guess that's what I'm glad they did it in red and blue. It made it really easy to point out here. Again, Elon Musk, voter ID is crucial to prevent fraud and save democracy in America. And he's been talking about this for some time. And the fact that bringing in so many people is the reason why, well, the reason why they're bringing in so many people is because they want them to be voting in elections illegally, but they want this to be a thing. And again, Elon Musk has been talking about this for some time.
If President Trump had not won, I think the Democrat campaign to import vast numbers of illegal voters would have succeeded. And they would have naturalized vast numbers of illegals during the sort of Kamala regime. And they would have turned America into a one-party state from which we could never escape.
Never again escape from that one-party state. But thank goodness that that didn't happen. Elon Musk, again, ringing this bell, warning everybody, this is what needs to happen.
But where you'll see the biggest outcry is from the Democrats who are, they don't want the waste and fraud to be turned off because it is a gigantic magnet to attract illegal immigrants and have them stay in the country. And I mean, you see some of the crazy stuff, like where money from FEMA, you know, which is meant, FEMA is an agency that's meant to take care of Americans in distress. And a bunch of their money was being sent to pay for luxury hotels in New York for illegal immigrants. And that was happening even after the president was elected, and even after he signed an executive order saying that needs to stop. So we actually made sure that that money did stop going, because obviously it's outrageous that American taxpayer money is spent on luxury hotels for illegals. But you have to say, like, why was that being done? It was because the Democrats are trying to import voters, basically.
Yes.
And it's very true. Here's the deal. If they cut off this kind of spending on you know, immigrants coming to the country, they stop coming. That's absolutely what happens. You cut them off and they stop coming. I mean, Marco Rubio eloquently puts it that way in this clip here.
One of the things I see a lot in South Florida are people that have been in this country that maybe came from Cuba 45 years ago. They've worked here their entire lives. They retire. They get $800, $900, $1,000 a month from Social Security. And then they run into somebody who just got here from Cuba 3 months ago, is 29 years old, doesn't work, and is given $1,500 a month in benefits by our government because they're refugees. That refugee, a year later, is traveling back to Cuba 15 times. So you're a refugee fleeing oppression from a place that you now go back and visit 15 times the following year. And in the meantime, we're giving you Medicaid, food stamps, health care for your children, cash payments from the refugee fund. So imagine if you've been working here for 40 years and your Social Security check is smaller than the benefits going to a 28-year-old able-bodied person who just got here.
That's outrageous. Wouldn't you find it that? Yeah, absolutely. Now, Marco Rubio is not just recently on this train. Here he is from 9 years ago saying the exact same thing. Rubio urges Senate to end the abuse of Cuban refugee benefits. I know you might say, what's he got against Cubans? Well, he's one himself. Marco Rubio is a Cuban American from Miami, Florida. He just wants fair treatment for Americans and stop enticing refugees to come into the country, or just, you know, foreigners to come into the country with these benefits. They'll stop coming. As you said right there, most of them are going back to the place that they're supposed to be refugees from. How is that even possible? If you can go back to visit, you can go back and live. Absolutely. That's exactly what's been going on. Now, there has been a push in Texas from Texans to, this is all over America, but the Texans are really on top of this to get voter ID laws put into place because it's important.
Hey everybody, it's Chip Roy from Texas 21. I am in the heart of Texas 21. I'm in San Antonio, and I'm here with my friends at the Tea Party Patriots, my friends at the Texas Public Policy Foundation, Election Integrity Network, the great folks at the Immigration Accountability Project. And we're here spreading the word that we need to pass common sense reform like the SAVE Act. We need to ensure that only citizens vote. The fact of the matter is well over 80% of Americans agree. And it's only a handful of radical Democrats who are stopping us in Washington. So we need to continue to march forward, put pressure on them, elect strong Republicans, strong conservatives who will agree, pass the SAVE Act. The bill that I introduced last year, 5 Democrats supported, but yet the Schumer Democrats blocked in the Senate. Let's do it. Let everybody know in America, we believe that only American citizens should vote. Pass the SAVE Act. Let's get it done.
And absolutely. Are they pushing it forward in the Senate? Absolutely. Did they push it forward in Texas? Yeah, absolutely.
And in the Senate, lawmakers advanced a measure that will require Texans to prove their citizenship before voting in state, local, and presidential elections.
Senate Bill 16 would apply to new and existing voters who didn't provide proof of citizenship when they registered to vote. KVU's Daniel Perot is live at the state capitol now with more on this. Hello.
Well, I'll leave a link in the description. You can go check that out for yourself, but that's the fact. Texas has passed this. If Texas can do it, everywhere can do it. There is no excuse. It should be done everywhere. It should be a constitutional amendment for the entire country. I absolutely believe it. There shouldn't be any single person who's not a citizen voting in federal elections, in state elections, in municipal elections. It doesn't matter. You should be a citizen of the place where you reside. It's the way it is in every other country on the planet. Why the heck? Well, we all know why the heck. I'd love to hear what you guys have to say. Leave a comment in the comment section down below. And of course, we'll see you in the next one. Keep on trucking.